Feeling like your wallet's been stretched thin lately? You are not alone. It has to do with inflation. The term's been thrown around a lot lately, but what does it actually mean? Tonight, we're taking a closer look.
Gas prices, energy bills, grocery costs, they've all been going up. But why? It's all about supply and demand. As COVID rates go down, more people want to get out of the house and spend money. But manufacturers are still struggling to reach pre-pandemic levels of production, which leads to
inflation.
The U.S. government calculates inflation rates on a monthly basis.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics sends out a bunch of secret shoppers, if you will, and they track thousands upon thousands of prices on all types of things, everything between a haircut to how much the latest iPhone costs. And then we compare how those prices have changed from year to year or month to month. Typically, we've been spoiled with having an inflation rate that's around 2% or even a little lower. So we haven't seen a big change in prices for a very long time. But this most recent report from the BLS says that inflation grew to about 5.4%.
What does this mean for your budget? Well, if your wages aren't increasing, your money won't go as far, and it may be harder to afford day-to-day items. Experts predict inflation rates will eventually go down, but it just depends on how quickly manufacturers can increase supply.
Our baseline expectation is that supply bottlenecks and shortages will persist well into next year, and elevated inflation as well, and that as the pandemic subsides, inflation will decline from today's elevated levels.
While we're experiencing this increase in inflation, it's still not as high as it used to be, even in recent history, right? We're still not at that rate. So I wouldn't hit the panic button just quite yet.